Welcome back. So we've created some basic placeholder abilities. We even have data filled out for 3 passive spells. And these are just going to sit there in ability info. But in order for these to work with our ability info, as we broadcast that info up to our widgets need to know what to listen for. So we need to go into Blueprints UI and enter our spell menu. And there are a couple things here in our spell menu. For one, we have our equipped spells row that needs to respond when we equip things. We also have our passive spell tree, which needs to respond when ability info is broadcast. Now, our passive spell tree has our spell globe buttons, and these are not named. At this point, I'd like to name these. So I'm going to rename this one to Halo of Protection. And I can call it button underscore Halo of Protection. And this one I can call button underscore Life Siphon. And this one I can call button underscore Mana Siphon. And we want to make sure that their ability tags are set. I also want to make sure that they are variables. So I'm going to select all 3 of them, make sure that they're checked for is variable here, which they are. And we want to make sure that their ability tags are set. Now, in Event Pre-Construct, we can set these ability tags. I'm going to take button Halo of Protection, call set ability tag. I've found that when you call set ability tag in the event graph versus selecting them and setting ability tags here, you're going to run into less issues. Sometimes it doesn't take when you fill it out in the details panel. That's just my experience. So we're setting the button Halo of Protection. We're going to set the button for Life Siphon. So we can set its ability tag. Now, Halo of Protection needs an actual ability tag. So it's going to be Abilities Passive Halo of Protection. Life Siphon gets its own ability tag, which will be passive.life siphon. And then, of course, Mana Siphon is going to get its own tag. And this will be Abilities Passive Mana Siphon. So if things start getting a little out of whack, one of the first things to check is that all of these have the correct tags. Now that Passive Spell Tree has its ability tags set, then it's now equipped to respond to ability info being broadcast. So with that, we can go ahead and save all. We can press play. And I know that if I come over here and kill this goblin, I'm going to level up. And if I open up my spells menu, I see 3 nice new icons. And I can spend points on them and equip them as well. Now, if I equip this and I close it, well, how come my row down here doesn't have anything in its passive globes? Well, that's something we need to make sure works. So we're going to open up our equipped spells row and make sure these have not only ability tags, but we also want to make sure that the widget controllers are set here in equipped spells row. We have a set widget controllers function, and look at this. We do have our passive globes set. So they just need their input tags set because these are identified by input tags. Now it says their input tags are set here, but of course this is the equipped spells row, isn't it? I'm thinking of the overlay. Just in case I confused you, I actually had this widget blueprint open, not this one out here. That one's actually in our UI overlay and in the sub-widget folder. Here it is, Health Mana Spells. This one is a completely different widget. Now, if I come into the event graph, we have set globe widget controllers. And in here, oh, look at this. There's only 6 of them being set. We need more than 6 to be set. We need those other 2, these passive ones here. These aren't even set to is variable. We need those to be variables so we can bring them in right here. Spell Globe Passive 1 and Spell Globe Passive 2. Those should be plugged into set widget controller as well. Otherwise, things aren't going to work. So that's important. And of course, their input tags must be set. And they're not. So we can set those to passive.1 for that one and passive.2 for that one. And I know I just said that I found less problems when setting it in the event graph. If we see any problems, we will resort to doing that. But let's see how this works. I'm going to save all and press play. I'm going to go ahead and level up. Here we have our spells. I chose Halo of Protection last time. I'm going to choose Life Siphon this time. Spend a point, equip it, stick it right there, close my menu, and there it is. And I should be able to select it, equip, and move it, and it moves. So that's looking good. I'm going to, I don't have any more spell points. So what I think I'd like to do is start cheating by making my goblins give me a lot more XP. And I'm going to get the rest of these out of the way for testing purposes. I just want my goblin, and I'm going to go into my Blueprints Ability System data folder, and I have a XP reward curve. I can change my warrior for its level 1 XP reward. It's 300, but I think I'd like to give myself 6,000. I feel like I deserve a little bit more right now for all my hard work play testing. So, with 6,000 as a reward, we expect to level up several times and get several points, like 3. So we have 0 spell points, but if I kill this thing, I only got 1. So that's an issue we're going to have to take care of because I think I leveled up like 3 times. I'm level 4 now, so I should have at least 3 spell points. So that's something that we should fix, and we'll take care of that in the next video. We'll make sure that we get enough spell points when we get a double and triple level up, and then that'll make testing things easier for us. So we'll do that next. I'll see you soon.